And scene.
Long ago, in a galaxy far away, there lived a poor woodcutter with a wicked wife, and two adorable pets, a dog named Hansel, woof woof, and a cat named Gretel. Meow. Times were tough and food was scarce. The woodcutter was lucky if he can get his hands on a loaf of bread. One night, he lamented.
Wife, what can we do? There's so little food.
Well, one thing we can do is to get rid of that no good dog and that no good cat.
No, wife, I can never get rid of Hansel and Gretel.
Nonsense. They're just dumb animals. Tomorrow we'll take them into the woods and dump them there. And rather than to listen to his wife's grumbling, the woodcutter gave in and went along with her plan. Meanwhile, Hansel and Gretel were in by the fireplace and they heard the entire conversation.
It's all right, Gretel. We'll be fine.
I don't know, Hansel. I don't know. I'm really scared.
Don't worry. Stay here. I'll be right back.
Then, Hansel went outside and returned with a pouch full of white stones to lead them back to the house after they had been dumped in the woods. The next morning, the wicked wife woke them up. Get up and come with us, you lazy animals. We're going for a walk. They led them deep into the woods, and when they weren't looking, the woodcutter and his wife turned away and walked back to their house. Hansel and Gretel played in the woods when all of a sudden, the forest looked dark and creepy.
I don't like this forest. It's dark and creepy.
I don't know, but something tells me it's going to get darker, or it gets lighter.
Do you suppose we meet any wild animals?
Well, maybe some lions,
And tigers?
and maybe some bears.
So my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
My.
Lions and tigers and bears.
My.
Stop! Wrong story.
No need to worry, Gretel. I put stones all along the way, and we'll be able to find our way home just fine.
I know that, Hansel. I'm a cat. My Santa will take us back anytime.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And soon, Hansel and Gretel were back in the house. Now, not all wives are wicked anymore, then all husbands are wicked. But one of the two had to be the wicked one. So the brothers Grimm flipped a coin and it landed on the side that said, the wife will be the wicked one in this story.
And she was definitely wicked.
So when Hansel and Gretel made it home, the wife tried to fool them by acting happy to see them. Where have you two been? We were so worried about you.
Yeah, right.
We went going yesterday.
But the father was genuinely happy to see them.
Oh, my darlings, I miss you so much.
And Hansel and Gretel accepted his affection as cats and dogs are wont to do. Then, one night, they soon heard the wicked wife plotting against them again. Those two must go, I tell you. Tomorrow will take them even farther away. They will never find their way back this time. You gave in before, you'll do it again. You gave in before, you'll do it again.
No, I won't.
You gave in before, you'll do it again. You gave in before, you'll do it again. You
Gave him before, he'll give it again. You gave him before, he'll give it again. You gave him before, he'll give it again.
And Hansel and Gretel were once again in the forest.
Maybe we shouldn't have said that.
Maybe we shouldn't have.
They thought and thought about what they could do to find a good home. Then, Gretel had an idea.
What if we were to say, we'll find a good home, over and over and over?
It couldn't hurt.
It's worth a try.
We'll find a good home, we'll find a good home, we'll find a good home. We'll find a good home, we'll find a good home, we'll find a good home.
They repeated it as they walked until they came to a house made of cat and dog treats.
Hansel!
Riddle! It worked!
But as they bit into the treats, they heard a mean voice from inside. It sounded just like the wicked wife, only worse.
Who's nibbling at my house?
The wind, the wind!
The child of heaven! Get out of here, you wretched children. I'll beat you with my 10-foot noodle.
Oh no, I know this story. This is that evil witch. She's going to fatten us up and kill us.
And eat us.
Ah!
Oh, you're a cat and a dog.
I mean, woof woof, bark bark, grrr.
Stop. I'm your friend. I just got you those bratty kids from down the road who are always picking at my house.
But they didn't believe her, and they ran and ran and ran. Finally,
Freeze! Don't be afraid. I love little critters. Why do you think I have treats all over my house?
To lure us in and then cage us.
And fatten us up and eat us.
ah!
You're not?
No, do you remember Glinda, the witch of the north?
Yes.
I'm her sister, Glinderella. You are? Oh, yes, I just wear the evil costume and I want to someone. I thought you were someone else. Excuse me, but I've never heard of a morphine witch before. Only bad witches can't morph.
Glinderella invited Hansel and Gretel back to her porch where they talked and talked, and Hansel and Gretel filled her in on the whole sordid story of the woodcutter and his wicked wife.
You deserve to be treated better than that. Why don't you stay with me?
Really?
Hansel and Gretel thought and thought about it. Okay. Then, Hansel and Gretel thought about the woodcutter and how happy they had been before he married his wicked wife.
Maybe we should go back and at least say goodbye to the woodcutter.
Yes, maybe we should. If you do go, I will go with you. My magical bench will take us there in no time.
And the bench took them directly to the woodcutter's house. But when they got there, the house was on fire. They found the woodcutter outside on the ground coughing. And as the witch was reviving the woodcutter, Hansel and Gretel disappeared into the flaming house to find the wicked wife. For in spite of her cruelty to them, it was their instinct to try to save her. Soon, they dragged her out, coughing and choking and sputtering.
What happened?
It was my fault. I wasn't watching, and the fire under the soup pot.
Spit sparks into the floor. And before we knew it, we get it.
You see, you inspired the way I treated you.
How many times did I tell you how loyal they were?
Well, that's more like it. But it's too late. We're going to live with Cinderella in her lovely little treehouse in the woods.
Which is very pet friendly. We only came to say goodbye.
The woodcutter's face fell with shame.
I should have done to you instead of them.
There was a long pause. Okay, that's enough. And as you might have suspected, or at least hoped, I promise never to hurt you again. And the witch had said,
Well, isn't that special?
Hansel and Gretel huddled with Glinderella for a few seconds.
Good. Okay, I'm a witch. Okay, it's like this. I'm a witch and I can do this. You both are guilty of animal abuse. Pets are a lifetime commitment. They have the same feelings as yours and mine. They are not yours to kick around like a soccer ball. People like you should never have had a pet in the first place.
But he still wants one.
I know they do. That's why I'm putting you guys on a pet probation for 6 months. Do you agree to this?
We do.
Say it like you mean it.
We do.
Meanwhile, they're staying with me for the next 2 nights while you clean up the house from the fire.
The woodcutter was visibly disappointed. Hansel and Gretel noticed.
We were getting used to the idea of living in a treehouse.
And Glinderella promised to send us home with lots of goodies.
The woodcutter and guests, even his wife, hugged Hansel and Gretel tightly. I promise never to hurt you again.
P.S. You may want to consider some serious counseling.
Now I know what you may be thinking. You may think that once the witch got Hansel and Gretel back to her treehouse, she really did turn out to be a wicked witch and cage them up to fatten and eat them. And if you thought that, wrong. They all lived happily ever after. And in honor of Mrs. Haskins, we must say, all's well that ends well.